Put your tray tables in the upright position.
Make me fly. Watch me kiss the sky. Come and move around me. It is all it is. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly.
Goddamn, that my memory served me. Energy from everything kinetically surging. Better never get another chance to be this young. Woke up to see this sun. New days, I'ma get me one. Been a long road coming, thinking God blessed every run. All a million little pieces we've become. Any bucket list, I'ma leave it done. All I need's a good cup of coffee, good plump in the concrete. Hooked up in Brooklyn, took Canal Street. Bought every watch in his jacket, just so maybe I remember this time, everything that happened. Then I'm zipping in my friends a mask where the legal grass is. Just give me the sativa stash. It's been down, now it seems it's backwards. Got a peek from in, now we rolling down the street, just laughing so fly.
Make me fly. Watch me kiss the sky. Then you move around me. It is all it is. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly. When you move around me, it is all it is. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly.
When I'm with you, my dear, I'm far away from here. Must be the magic. Must be the magic. I found you.
Make me fly.
That's right.
Watch me kiss the sky. Then you move around me. It is all it is. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly.
Oh shit, mountain smooth, cause you reach new altitudes. Hanging on every word like a mountain view. When we bounce a cruise, fuck them all like I count on you. Like Bojack and Dyer, whole snap and try it. Pepper pots in the eye, man. Times get strange and the people keep lying. The truth is the truth, any state I reside in. I am.
Make me fly. Watch me kiss the sky. Then you move around me. It is all it is. With you by my side, there's no way I can lose. See me fly.
Ahora directamente desde West Hartford, Clockwise, el único, el más bravo, el duro, el que nunca nadie lo puede poner abajo porque él siempre tiene toda la lírica para todo el pueblo de West Hartford, para que lo sepa, papá.
I got the request from Coach Leroy Jenkins to start the show. I guess that is Leroy
I honestly
Jenkins.
don't know which of you two I hate more. I really don't. It's like
probably
a
me.
tortoise and a snail race here. Yeah, probably because I have to deal with you more. But damn, he's a close second.
Probably.
Like, the amount of ground I make up on you for not being with him as often as you are is impressive, I must say.
It is, yes.
I will
Almost
give you
as
that. That is
impressive.
impressive.
Almost as impressive as Coach RuPaul looked like.
I make that look good. Dingus does drag. I make it look good. Okay?
I have to agree, Coach. I thought
Yeah,
you
you
looked fabulous.
pulled that off.
Oh,
I was
heck
quite
yeah.
impressed. Yeah, I was quite impressed
Yeah.
with that.
He pulled it off big time.
Look out, RuPaul's what's that show? The RuPaul Drag Queen
Drag
Challenge
Race.
or whatever. Yeah, Drag Race. There you go. Anyways, we are live. We kind of had our bye week last week. Apparently, the Titans gave us all COVID, and we all had to
Really?
not show up on Friday night.
Really?
Had to blame somebody, Darrell.
Sure.
Apparently now the Patriots are the team that's infected, though. Because
they
they had a bunch of guys, and then today they had a positive test. We've had 2 straight days of false positives with the Falcons and the Colts. So, yeah, it's interesting. And tomorrow morning, something screwed up will happen, and we'll just have to deal with it. Because that's the way the season's going.
Yep.
I hear a lot of people complaining about, their commissioners and complaining about rules and stuff like that. Like, it's 2020. What the hell did you expect? Did you expect anything different than a screwed up season with a bunch of messed up stuff, and you'd have to start Travis Fulgham in your lineup and actually get like 3 TDs off of it or something? Yeah. By the way, if anyone wants Travis Fulgham in whatever league that I'm in, send an offer.
He's for sale?
He's for sale, yes. I texted that in the group message. I said, wide receiver 1 for the Eagles, Travis Fulgham, is for sale. I just got him off the scrap heap on like Sunday morning and threw him in my lineup because I was desperate. And what do you know? Worked out.
You know what? I have a guy in our league. So I'm in the 4th most points scored in this league. And I have now lost to the guy in last place. The first 3 weeks, I played the 3 top scoring teams. Last week, I got a shot at the guy who hasn't won a game. He's got the worst record of all time. His team is garbage. Lo and behold, Travis Fulgham's in his lineup. Chase Claypool's in his lineup. Anyone who went off that wasn't supposed to go off, he had in his lineup. And he put up the most points in the week. I'm like, are you shitting me right now?
Wow.
That's
I'm
just
second.
how it goes.
I'm in like 11th place with the 4th most points right now at 1-4.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the team that you want to actually that's the team you actually just want to go all in with, because that's the team that's going to show up at the end of the season and like surprise everybody. Because if you're scoring all those points, that just means you've had crappy schedule luck.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Like I said, I played the top 3 scoring teams the first 3 weeks, and then I thought I was getting a break playing the worst team in our league, and then he goes ham. Like, it was just ridiculous.
That's kind of the thing here. But anyway, it's Friday night. Like I said, we are back after our bye. Basically, everybody actually just, like everybody that we try to book has plans. So, go figure.
How dare they?
Yes. Sean here gave us a bunch of crap on Twitter about it. So, yes, it was well-deserved crap.
Do we know Sean?
Yes, he is a big Tannehill fan.
Nah, I don't know him.
So we were taking questions and fielding questions anyway, but yeah. I can't even see the pick, so I don't know. Is that the drag coach?
That's
There we go. You see, it's so tiny on my screen, I couldn't even tell.
That's what she said.
And
there's Johnny.
Johnny, right off the bat, helping us out here. So Darius Smith going to part Tom Brady's cheeks like Moses parted the Red Sea.
Yes, he is, Johnny. Damn right.
Cheers, Johnny.
Cheers, Johnny.
That's some parting right there.
There you go. Cheers to you.
Well, I did hear. I'm not a big fan of ESPN, but my Netflix stopped working at the gym, so I was forced to watch ESPN's NFL Network or NFL Live show, whatever they call it. They did have an interesting stat. It is the number one pass blocking offense versus the number one pass rush defense. Jordan, how's it going?
Hey.
What is up, fellas? How you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Doing all right, man. How about you?
Not much. Happy to be here. Excited. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late.
That's all right. Like I said, we had. I was telling everybody we had our bye week last week because we just I don't know. Everybody had plans. It seemed like.
Hey, it's that time of the year. Buys are coming.
Yeah, and that's been one big issue with booking this show. And as the person who does most of the booking, it's like, hey, I gotta, you want to come on the IDP lounge? Sure. When is it? Friday night at 9:00. Yeah.
Yeah. By then.
Well, there's people that are asleep. There's people that are married who would be not married anymore if they came on a podcast on a Friday night. And then there's people that just, I don't know, they go out I guess if bars are open, then I guess they're going out to bars or single people trying to mingle. I don't know.
Right.
Trying to drink some beer, probably.
Single trying.
But I
to
mean, you
mingle.
could come on the show and drink some beer with Hollywood. He's always drinking beer.
That's the Midwest way, baby.
See, whenever I think of Hollywood, I think of the movie Varsity Blues for a couple reasons.
Can.
A little bit of Billy Bob. But mostly, Tweeter drank beer.
Yeah,
he drinks beer.
Yeah.
I was fixing to say there's a
And
little Twitter in here.
Darrell drinks beer because Darrell drinks beer. Like that's just what he does. That's part of the deal.
Catch me right. I might steal a cop car. I ain't scared.
I got some nice Yingling Oktoberfest this evening. So
Oh,
Darrell,
hipster beer.
as Johnny would say, Darrell, they would have your cheeks split so fast in prison, man, if you tried to steal a cop car.
They might. It's a one red light town here, so good luck.
One red light town. I live out in the country, and I got like 4 or 5 red lights. So you call me, me Amish and stuff, but
Those are probably taxed by the Amish, aren't they? So they can raise their barns.
I mean, there's Amish around, but like
They're probably enforced by the Amish mafia.
The actual town. Sean doesn't even have a red light. So we got a red light. Do you even have lines on your roads, Sean?
They're all dirt roads, man.
Is Sean's roads even paved? That's what I want to know.
Half of ours ain't, man. I ain't got no red light. I don't got no lines in the roads.
Yeah, we had one. We had one flashing red light in one intersection in my town. That was it. It was just like a flashing stoplight. It was not an actual stoplight.
That's like
it's a suggestion.
That's the
I know,
cars.
exactly. Basically,
that's the cars Route 66 town.
Yeah.
I grew up in a town of less than 300 people. We had 2 stop signs, no lights, and no lines on the roads.
Nice.
Yeah. School zone flashers. Yes. That's probably where the cops sit too, because it's the only place they can give anybody a ticket.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Darrell is the school zone flasher.
No.
He doesn't live anywhere near the school because he's not allowed.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly don't even go that way. I don't go through the red light. I don't even go towards the schools. There's no reason for me to be that way. I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Speaking of, I did watch that the South Park pandemic special. It's pretty funny.
That is great. Oh, I'm telling you.
I'm like 5 years behind on South Park. I'm sad to say.
That's the first episode of South Park I've probably seen in 5 years. But it was like a HBO Max special thing. So I heard it was funny. So me and the wife used to watch. We used to watch like SpongeBob and stupid stuff like that. So we watched cartoons.
Whoa, hold up. SpongeBob is not stupid, all right?
No, SpongeBob's not stupid. Actually, you guys are probably a great group to ask this question. Because I asked somebody this. I asked Adam this, I think, last week from the Big Three. Have you guys watched Metalocalypse?
Yes.
Yes, no. Okay.
I have not.
No? Oh,
Never
my
even
God.
heard of it.
What is that on? Is
It's like a very primitive precursor to kind of what Rick and Morty is now. Just like extremely inappropriate cartoon, like inappropriate cartoon, but it's like amazing. And like the humor is very dark. It's messed up, but you'd
I
love
still
it.
watch Beavis and Butthead reruns. Okay.
And the episodes are like 12 minutes long, so you can just you can sit down and pound out like 5 episodes of Metalocalypse and like not even
I thought
realize
you
it.
I thought you was going to sit down and pound out 5 beers while watching. I was like, damn, I'm in.
Well,
Funny story. I was
too.
actually binge watching some Rick and Morty because I've watched a few episodes here or there, but hopefully HBO Max will sponsor us or something. But like it's on there, and you know,
I'm on it.
Get it, Darrell.
Binge watched the first few, almost, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes because there's no Thursday Night Football last night.
Dan, I'll tell you, I'm not good for much, but I can pull some sponsors now.
HBO Max, there you go.
That's the most important thing. The money.
I'm on it.
Show me the money.
Pair them up with Blue Chew. I see a gold in mine.
Well, they do have a late night section on HBO Max, I think. So
Hey,
there you go.
hey, just give me the tools. I can make it work, okay?
Oh, man. So this show is supposed to be about IDP, but
Yeah, I
Blue
thought
Chew Max, there you go.
we should probably talk some football at some point. Like,
How
don't-
old am I haven't even heard of half of these things you guys are talking about now.
You know what,
It's very
Dingus, you
Canadian.
probably need Blue Chew. After seeing that picture from the other day, that could probably help you.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
And if you use our promo code IDP Nation,
That's true.
yeah, you get a good discount there. They'll help you out. So
There you go.
You're gonna make me Google Blue Chew now? Are we? Are you gonna make me Google
yeah, I'm
it?
gonna make you Google it. I am not telling you nothing else.
Go to bluechew.com and enter the
And that's
code.
blue.
Actually, I don't know if Canadian. I don't know if it's eligible in Canada. We'll have to
Oh,
see. Made in the USA. It's a USA product.
I'm close enough to the border. I can get it to him.
Yeah, Kyle will smuggle it across.
I'll smuggle it to him.
Speaking of an episode of Rick and Morty where Morty had stuff shoved up his rectum.
Yep.
They're like this big, right? That's like one of the very first episodes, isn't it?
I think it's the
It was
first
the
one.
first.
Yeah, because
it's the first one.
I've seen that episode before, but I rewatched it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I think
that entire show is just fantastic.
Wild.
Dude, I've got
And I was-
14 kids. I got no problem getting this out, man.
I was just thinking. I was watching it. The kids weren't quite in bed yet, and I was watching it. I'm like, yeah, this isn't so bad. And then a couple episodes later, I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't watch this. While but yes, Sean does get it. So this week is a killer bye week.
Yeah,
Beats Seahawks. So I mean, the Seahawks can't lose, which is always nice. Early bye week kind of sucks, right, Titans?
hey, I'm good with it.
Yeah, the Titans are 4-0.
You accuse us of starting something, we'll just straight up whip your ass like 42-20 or 16, whatever it was.
Well,
They were well rested. I mean,
Oh, please.
well rested.
the funny
when you
thing
have
was about that game, though, like the Titans were seriously missing 4 good pieces off
Yeah,
of
we
their
were
team.
missing a lot. Corey
Simmons,
Davis,
Humphreys,
Jefferson,
Corey
yeah.
Davis, and
But, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you remember they're the first team that like beat the Chiefs last season too. Like that was like kind of a shifting point for the Chiefs. Like when I was like, oh
So-
shit, like this team's
I know,
good, but it can be
you know,
beat.
it's interesting that Matt's here because Matt is a big Las Vegas Raider Nation fan. So
I'm not going to go there, but I will say, you know what? It's very easy to go 4-0 when you have MVP candidates behind center, right?
Oh, my God. That's it. Shows
Like
around.
Russell Wilson.
Well, no,
And
let's
Ryan
look at this.
Tannehill.
We've got the undefeated Seahawks with Russell Wilson. We've got the undefeated Packers with Aaron Rodgers, and we have the undefeated Tennessee Titans with Ryan Tannehill, all
Jesus
MVP caliber
That's-
quarterback.
Blasphemy to put him in the same category as Russell Wilson. Screw Aaron Rodgers.
I might agree with you there.
Well, if someone pulls up that weird ass stat I seen going across the Twitter there, where they compared the last 14 games by Mahomes and last 14 by Tannehill, you can make an argument here. I'm just saying, let's not knock Tannehill. Mahomes is the best in the business, but Tannehill's right there, step by step, in a very select.
He's done well. He has.
You heard it here, folks.
Assholes.
Hollywood has something nice to say about Ryan Tannehill.
These two to my left. I hate
That's
both.
the other left, dude.
Well,
other left.
This.
See, you guys give Darrell. You guys give Darrell shit, then he takes it out on me. You give Darrell shit about Tannehill, and he gives it to me about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
so it all comes downhill.
You know, when y'all are done with your Tannehill poking bullshit, we do have questions down here we need to answer.
Come on, you know, there's a reason why that is, and his name starts with an A and ends with last name ends with an E.
Ass E.
Oh yeah, that's New York Jet fans for sure are calling him.
He said starts with an A, right? He said starts with an A, right?
Yes, Adam. Yes, A. Adam starts with an A. Yes.
All right, let's see here.
So Darrell, which two defensive ends would you start? Frank Clark, Clelin Ferrell, JPP, or Kerry Hyder?
Well, I can tell you right now, it won't be Farrell. I'm selling his ass.
For what?
Anything I can get right now. I mean,
You're not getting anything for him.
Sorry, Coach. I'm just saying we're 21 games into his thing, and he has not been anywhere near what we thought. Crosby, yes, Crosby is what we thought Farrell would be.
They should have taken Crosby with that 4th pick overall.
I mean, he's still young enough that maybe he can turn it around, but right now I'm selling him. Kerry Hyder, I'm in on him as a starter. I like what he's doing there. So it comes down to Clark and JPP. Who do they play? Who does Clark got this week?
Clark had Kansas City.
Josh Allen. Yeah, the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a good.
Who does Tampa Bay have?
And they play
Green Bay. The number one pass blocking team in the NFL. Right?
I think you got to go Hyder and Clark this week. At least that's my opinion.
I'm going to start your studs guy. Give me JPP and Clark. I still think Barrett and JPP, they're going to get to Rodgers at some point. It's going to happen. So I'll take my chance with JPP over Kerry Hyder. It's close, but
yeah, it is close. Clark and JPP is close. Yeah,
I'd take Clark.
Of course.
It's not Farrell. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Now watch, Kerry Hyder's has been so consistently good this season, so it's hard not to play him. Clark's been a little up and down. And JPP's got 4 sacks, so it's hard to bench him too. I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm probably benching Frank Clark, and I like JPP. When he gets in go mode, he gets in go mode. So I'm probably gonna go JPP and Hyder.
So we're all in agreement. We're going to bench Clelin Ferrell, who's not even playing this week, right?
Is he out?
Nailed it.
Bye week.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Oh, shit.
Yes,
don't play him. So it's pretty much just sit Frank Clark, probably.
I don't know.
I think I might go JPP with that.
They're all super close this week. I mean, what do you think, Kyle?
I got a hard time sitting JPP. He's been playing so well. I'll probably go. Man, that's close with Hyder. I'll probably go Clark and JPP, but it's close. Hyder's been playing well.
Hyder's been playing lights out.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
You're looking at matchups. Green Bay protects Rodgers well. Rodgers just gets rid of the ball,
right.
So I don't think he's going to have as many opportunities. So I'd go with Hyder, who's playing the Rams, who have a crappy offensive line, and the Bills. I mean, Josh Allen fumbles the ball, like crazy.
Sometimes.
I mean, he throws for 300 yards a game, but
I think
the one thing to think about here, if you're seriously considering starting JPP, which I would be because talent means so much for me.
Right.
Green Bay has given up 0 sacks on the season so far. 0. So if you're in one of those high risk, this is a big time risk putting JPP in there based on the fact that there's been 0 sacks surrendered by that Packers offensive line combined with Aaron Rodgers' quick release. But I have a hard time believing that Shaq Barrett and JPP can't get there at some point. I think that streak ends this week, but something to keep in mind, 0 sacks surrendered by the Green Bay Packers so far in 2020.
You know what? I'm going with the guys with more fingers. So. Next question is Vander Esch playing this week? Apparently so. Apparently he's on track to play this week.
Are you serious?
Even if he says I'm pumping the brakes, I mean he's
I'm not saying to start. I mean, I am starting him in one league because the IDP Invitational, I have like no spaces on my roster.
I said that because I saw the question, do you start LVE somewhere in another social media chat? And I was you kind of got to pump the brakes on him until you see how he does from a return, right?
Depends on what you got.
Well, true. I mean, unless you're just forced to. But
if you got Bobby Wagner and Demario Davis on a bye, then you're starting him because you need to. So, I mean, it depends on who you got. Who's healthy? I mean, Darius Leonard looks like he's out again. Milano should be back, so that's good news for Milano.
Milano's in. They said Milano's good to go.
Oh, okay.
That irritated me because I held out hope that he would play, and then I think it was like Monday they said, "Oh yeah, he's not going to play."
Yeah, Milano's good to go. And Edmonds had the non-contact jersey on today, so he was limited.
Tremaine Edmonds said, "Jesus."
Yeah.
I feel like these weeks I've set my lineup more times in a weekend than I've ever set lineups in my life. Like usually it's Thursday night, you throw a couple in, and then you check it Sunday morning, everything looks good. Now it's like you got to check it 3 times. Then this team's getting moved to Tuesday, this team's getting moved to Wednesday, this team's getting canceled. So you got to,
right.
I don't know. Just check your lineups once the inactives come out on Sunday morning. The shame of it is it takes me about an hour to do that. So
I'm not putting Vander Esch in there right now. He's practicing. He was in pads today. His 21-day period has opened. They've activated him, so to speak, from the IR. However, they're not going to put him into a position if he's vulnerable in any way, shape, or form. Even the Dallas Cowboys aren't that stupid.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to play him.
No,
it's too risky.
He's still technically on IR according to MFL, so I don't know.
Well, and it's like he broke his collarbone, right? So we're in week 6. A broken bone is a 6 to 8 week injury. So it's technically really only been 5 weeks. And I mean, he's already fragile. So, it's be the most irresponsible thing in the world if he played this week, I think. With that way that team is set up right now, I mean, they haven't won a game, right? Or have they? Did they win like their first game? Like they're not winning right now.
They won 2.
Okay. Well, I thought they were losing those ones. I don't think Leighton Vander Esch is the piece that's missing. Let's put it that way. So why rush him back?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him in my lineup unless I literally had to. Let's put it that way. Like if there was nothing else. I mean, I would rather start Sion Taki or like Jermaine Pratt. I mean, garbage guys like that.
Or in this situation that's being asked, Joe Thomas, I'd still put ahead of Vander Esch if that's what you're looking at.
Yep, for sure.
Probably. Oh, man, we got any more? I have an IR violation. Sorry, I'm checking a couple lineups here to see what Vander Esch is still in here. If not, he has to start Joe Thomas. I mean, I still think Vander Esch is probably missing another week. It'd be irresponsible. I mean, in that NFC East, 7 wins is probably winning that division, to be honest. So you can hold out another week. And they're playing the Giants. If you can't beat the Giants without Vander Esch, then you just need to quit. Yeah, they beat the Falcons.
You have Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, I think, will be fine. In fact, I'm selling him in every league I have him in. So if you were in a league with me and you want Andy Dalton, come get him.
Because Dan thinks he'll be fine on your team. Hey, I've been peddling the same story. Andy Dalton's you want Andy Dalton. I got him. You want him.
mean, the offensive line is not what it was, but I mean, he looked okay coming in. I mean, he didn't look outstanding.
Well, yeah, he had 100 yards in like a quarter, and like
Yeah.
70 of them went to Mike. I think Michael Gallup. This is the best thing that's ever happened to Michael Gallup. I think.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he had all of his yards came in the fourth quarter with Andy Dalton. Like that's who, for whatever reason, and who they play this week, the Rams.
They play the Giants.
The Giants. Oh my gosh, they're gonna cut them up. I mean, if Bradbury's supposed to be so great, he's gonna be on Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup's gonna have a blow up game this week, I think.
Amari Cooper's the third best receiver on that team.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if he's gonna. I don't know. I think this is a good week to play Michael Gallup. I know he's been, and that's the thing with Michael Gallup, like offense. We're talking offense, but when you drafted him, you knew you were going to have to take the 3s and the 4s and the 6s and the 8s to go with like the 25s and the 30s. And we've had a lot of 6s and we've had a lot of like 9s. We had like 125. And even this last week, he had like 10 points in the last quarter. Like he can blow up like that. So.
Yeah. See, I think that's a problem with loaded offenses is if it's a balanced offense, you never know. Like Pittsburgh of wide receivers. Like, I mean, I know Deontay Johnson's inactive now. That helps a little bit because then you have Juju. I mean, you start Juju and Claypool. But, you know, if Johnson's in there, if you have them, you have to start them because, I mean, they've all had decent games. I mean, Juju's been a little down, but I mean, his first game, he caught 2 touchdowns. So, I mean,
Claypool's going to be a beast in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He looks good.
I should have brought my Notre Dame cup for Darrell.
He looks scary good.
You want? I can go grab my my Canada cup. And
I would much rather see the Canada Cup than I would that freaking Notre Dame bullshit.
I got some Notre Dame stuff hanging on the wall over here.
Okay, just to circle jerk back to Andy Dalton here.
Whoa.
He's got the Dallas Cowboys line is still better than any offensive line he played with in Cincinnati, bar none. 2, this is, you could argue, AJ Green's been his only weapon he ever had in Cincinnati. Now he's got 3 number 1 wide receivers and a elite running back and a solid tight end. So he's got options offensively. And then the third point here with Andy Dalton is he's one of the more accurate passers in the league. If he has any time, he's one of the more accurate passers. And then 4, he's got a quick release, much like Aaron Rodgers. Not Aaron Rodgers-esque, but he can get the ball out of his hands very quickly. So
the Red Rocket ain't bad.
No, the Red Rocket, he's a solid backup quarterback, and I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be hurt by him moving into that position. Now, the problem with them is
exactly why they brought him in case Dak got hurt, in case Dak got in a contract dispute. This is exactly the reason they brought him in because they said, you know what, he's a capable backup, and that's what he is at this point of his career, I think. But I mean, this could propel him to a starting role next year.
That's what I could see.
I could see Andy Dalton being Ryan Fitzpatrick for the next, 5 years. Go to a team that needs a bridge quarterback and go throw the hell out of the ball and not care because whatever.
Or a Ryan Tannehill-esque quarterback where he revises his career.
Ever freaking in.
Ryan Tannehill is a young stud quarterback with a really hot wife. So,
he does have a hot wife. She is. She's smoking hot. Yeah, I'll give you that. How he pulled that shit off, I would like to know.
He went to Texas A&M. I don't know.
It must be to his kneecaps. Is the only thing I can think of.
And yes, the Cowboys play the Cardinals. I was stuck in last week. The Cowboys played the Giants last week because I know.
Yes, this is the Monday nighter.
Yep. Is it a Monday night?
We get another doubleheader on Monday. I noticed that the other day.
And while we're circling into this, while we're talking the Cowboys matchup with the Cardinals, we talk about Andy Dalton. He's got something going on to his favor here right now. Chandler Jones is done.
Yeah, I know.
He is out for the season.
That is huge.
That is huge because that was my defensive MVP, I think.
And somebody asked me the other day, who do you guys think is filling his role now that he's out? because it's not like it's a weekly thing. It's done for the year. You're gone for the season. So somebody's got.
The unsexy name is Devin Kennard, and Hassan Reddick will be splitting snaps on the outside now, I guess.
So I picked up Reddick in a couple leagues, and it felt disgusting. It felt really dirty.
You should probably go take a shower after doing that.
It felt like 3:30 in the morning, closing time. You don't want to go home alone. That's what Reddick felt like to me.
Ooh, damn, that's rough. Ooh, nasty.
But if you think guys like Jordan Phillips are going to replace what Chandler Jones did there from the end position,
that's not
the one that would be interesting to me is if the Cardinals decide they want to use Isaiah Simmons properly. You want to bring him down, you might as well give him a shot.
You want to use him at all?
Yeah, exactly. Throw him in there at that outside linebacker position and let him go to town. You're playing a 3-4. Let him go. Let him eat.
I agree, Coach. Let him go, man.
You want to actually let him play football? What they pay him to do?
Just literally let him play something.
What they drafted him in the top 10 for?
Yeah.
That just irritates me when teams just, they draft a guy and then they have no clue what to do with them.
I mean, he can't be. It can't be that he doesn't know how to play or isn't learning the playbook. It can't be anything like that. It just can't.
It could be.
I mean, it could be, but I just don't see it. I mean, seriously, do you think that those are why he's not on the field? Because he can't learn the playbook, or he doesn't know what to do, or he? I can
tell you, Cliff Kingsbury probably doesn't even know his name because he doesn't care about the defensive side of the ball.
See, that's what I'm thinking. He doesn't.
So whoever's the defensive coordinator, I think it's Vance Joseph, isn't it?
Yep.
Like Vance Joseph's got to figure it out. I don't know.
Here's my theory on this. We had no offseason. We had no training camp. We had no preseason games. My biggest thing for rookies, especially on the defensive side of the ball, was adjusting to the speed of the game. And when you got a player like Isaiah Simmons who's so aggressive and so quick himself, I think what he's probably showing is he's over pursuing and being overly aggressive. And that right now on the field would be a liability for the Cardinals at this point. That is what I'm thinking is right now with Isaiah Simmons, is he's probably just not quite picking up that speed aspect where he's over aggressive, kind of like Jordan Brooks, where he looked a little bit lost, over pursuing a couple plays there when he made his Seahawks debut, right? So I think that's kind of where he's at. He's over pursuing a little too much where it becomes a liability for the team.
I don't know. That it's just hard for me to believe that you're going to keep somebody that talented off the field.
It kills me because, they had no preseason. So you got to work them in through the season. I mean, maybe they're waiting a couple weeks to work them in through the season, but, you got to give rookies snaps or else their rookie year was a waste. And I know, the whole, bring along. I mean, there's two rules of thought, and it's bring along rookies slowly, and then it's throw them in the fire.
Right.
And it's, I don't know. Sometimes throwing them in the fire does ruin them, but like Clelin Ferrell, for example, number 4, top 10 pick, they throw him in there, and he hasn't figured it out.
Right.
Maybe they want to. I mean, not that they play the same position, but I'm just saying. Maybe holding them back a little bit, letting them learn, letting them practice, letting them bulk up. Maybe that's going to help.
It's just hard for me to believe that Simmons isn't one of the best 11 defenders on that team.
What I think the Cardinals see him has is that inside linebacker. They've got Hicks, they've got Devondre Campbell there right now. Both solid players. Now, they don't have the ceiling that Simmons has, but if you see him as an inside linebacker, you're probably not going to put him over those guys right now in your roster. Now, if you want to see him as an outside linebacker, maybe fill that Chandler Jones, now maybe this is your opportunity. But because he's definitely better than Devin Kennard, who's going to be filling in for the short term.
Well, who's their starting inside guys besides Jordan Hicks?
Campbell.
Devondre
Campbell. And they had
those two guys are playing nearly 100% snaps.
Right. It was Jones and who else on the outside?
Hassan Reddick and Devin Kennard splitting snaps.
See, right there, you just can't tell me that Simmons is not better than Kennard and Reddick. And even if you want to move Campbell, let's say that. If you want to move Campbell to the outside, then Simmons should slot right on the inside next to Hicks and learn. You've got
as much as I buried Hassan Reddick this offseason and probably last year too, he's played pretty well. He's played decently in pass rush. He's played decent. He's improved. And maybe that's the thing is you need a couple years sometimes. Some of these players do need a couple years. I mean, people are quick to bury Marcus Davenport because Trey Hendrickson, who's like a no-name from nowhere.
Ain't nobody quick to bury Marcus Davenport. He's had like 3 years. What are you talking about? Ain't nothing quick about it.
Yeah, but I mean, when
you're quick to bury Hendrickson here, firing up the rankings over here, firing up every week. I mean,
I'm saying Trey Hendrickson is a must start right now. He's on a bye this week, but I mean,
well, if you had to tell me if both those guys were sitting on a dynasty waiver wire right now, I can tell you I ain't picking up Davenport.
Me either.
I'd pick up both and drop somebody else.
Yeah, and and I've seen Davenport on dynasty waiver wires. I mean. Him and Farrell out there holding hands, doing their thing.
See, there's a difference between him and Farrell, though. Farrell's been healthy pretty much and just isn't producing.
Well, here's the thing with Farrell. I know that. Okay, this could be construed two different ways. Farrell and JJ Watt both have they're within one pressure of each other. How does that make you feel? Because I can tell you it doesn't make me feel very good.
Not good.
JJ Watt's gotten there a little bit more. That's all.
JJ Watt's got 3 more, but he's also played almost 100 more pass rushing snaps.
Wow.
Right.
So does that mean we aren't looking at Farrell in the right light, or are we not looking at Watt in the right light? Or I don't know what to think really. When I saw that today, I just I just went to pieces.
Farrell has been a huge disappointment. He has. Where you likely drafted him, what you were expecting from him, and what he's given you has been a huge disappointment.
But he's trending up.
Who the hell's got him trending up? I don't. I'm selling him for anything I can get at this point.
Can't get anything for him. Don't sell low.
I get that, but I'm just saying, the first good game he has, if he has a 2-sack game, his next game, I'm selling him for whatever I can get. You're 20, 21 games into this, and he has done nothing.
No, I don't disagree. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate.
No, I get you. I understand. And to compare him to JJ is kind of unfair because JJ has done something in this league. Maybe no.
I'm just talking from a purely IDP standpoint.
You know what? If I need a defensive end and those two are available, I'm taking JJ Watt all day, every day, twice a day.
I'm trading JJ Watt because in Dynasty you don't want a 33-year-old, 34-year-old.
No, I'm just saying if I need a defensive end and those two are my options, I'm taking JJ Watt every single time right now.
Depends on what my team's doing. If my team is out of contention, then I'll trade you JJ Watt for something else and throw Farrell in, and I'll just see if he turns out. Because JJ Watt's not going to be with me when I'm winning anyway. Because if my team's terrible, I'm trying to see if he pans out.
I get that.
Get a pick and Clelin Ferrell and see if Clelin Ferrell will pan out. Here we go, Darrell. They're all addressed to you here. Brian Poole versus Miami. Marcus Peters versus Philly in the second cornerback spot.
I think Marcus Peters is questionable, and if that's the case, you're probably going with Brian Poole, which is not a bad – he's played really well. He'll get you some sack opportunities because they'll blitz him from time to time. But if Peters plays and he's healthy, you got to go with him. He's the playmaker.
Yeah, Wentz has been an interception machine this year.
Yep.
But then again, Fitzmagic don't care. He'll throw the ball whether there's 5 people on Devontae Parker or not. So he just – what does he care? He's a Harvard graduate that is 35 years old chucking a football still on his 15th team.
Right.
So who cares? I think either one of them are a good play. I think Poole probably gets more tackles than Peters. But
yeah. Peters is the more big play guy with the interceptions, fumble recoveries, the returns, return yards, stuff like that. But
I think either way, you're looking at a team that's getting thumped.
Yeah.
But so they're both going to be passing because although Joe Flacco, I don't know if what he does you could call passing.
Yeah, I would check the injury reports because I do think Peters is questionable right now, the last I saw.
And he also wants to know, how will you feel on Tuesday when you lose again in the Listener League?
He says that like I lose repeatedly. First of all, I only lost once. Bob had a good game. He just barely got me. So that's all right because now I'm pissed off and I'm going to take it off on the rest of y'all. So, yeah, get ready.
Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely watching that report on Marcus Peters. If Marcus Peters is playing, I think the game script favors him getting a little bit more action than Brian Poole. I can definitely see this game getting out of hand. The Jets have not been in a single game this year. Even the game against Buffalo where they lost by 10, it was not a 10-point game. I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Myles Gaskin in that game versus the Jets. And, yeah, I think Marcus Peters maybe – who do you target there in Baltimore? Do you go after Marcus Peters? Do you go after Marlon Humphrey? If you're Carson Wentz, you just hope your Travis Fulghams and your Greg Wards can make a play on the ball because I think they're going to get down and they're going to have to throw all game. So
Travis Fulgham, wide receiver 1. But yeah, and I feel Darrell's pain here. The IDP Invitational has not been kind to me either. I think I'm at the bottom of my division, to be honest.
I'm barely ahead of you. I scored over 300 this week and lost.
Yeah, I mean, the scoring is nice. It's just I can't deal with these shallow benches.
No, God, it's killing me.
And I know the idea is to work the wire and do all that stuff. And I don't know.
Engage.
I like to stack guys. I like to have – I don't know. I'm a team like 60 deep on. If you're playing IDP, I want a 60-man roster. Like that's what you need.
Yeah. I used to like Sean, but I feel like he's picking at me tonight, so I hate him. He's dead to me.
What would give me that sense? He just brings up Ryan Tannehill every week.
I can't. I just can't.
What is everyone's record in IDP Invitational?
I think I'm over. I think
I am too. Yeah. I think Eric actually beat me this week, our buddy Eric. So, yeah.
I'm doing pretty terrible at that. I may have gotten a win.
I only got one.
Really, Sean? We don't need you bragging, Sean, about your little precious 4-1 record, okay?
So what we're going to do here now is because apparently none of us know anything about IDP. Sean, you're going to come on the show. You're going to run it with your 4-1 record. Dan, Ofer, Hollywood, and Bell, they're at like 1 win each. I've got 2, so we're all under 500. So, Sean, you're going to come on this show, and you're just going to run it because I'm looking at the numbers here right now. And
from the Aussie guy.
That's a great idea. I agree.
I agree with that, Coach.
Yeah, Coach is going to agree. I can see that. Yeah, it's been rough.
Like it's embarrassing. It really.
It kind of is.
Please, another question. I'm begging you.
The thing about it is, has Scott Fish ever placed in ever won the Scott Fish Bowl?
That's a good question.
I don't think he has. So hey,
I would be curious to see his record over the years.
I have 1 win. There we go. 1-4. I'm right down there with Tom K and Kyle. So.
Oh, Lord.
We're coming back, Dan. It ain't over.
I believe it's the IDP dude is 5-0 in our division.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And Johnny the Tooth, or not Johnny the Tooth, Johnny the Greek is 4-1. This is why I need a couple weeks off, guys. I can't even process basic name functions. Yeah. So Johnny the Greek and the IDP dude, and yeah, Bob Nixon is 5-0 in the green division. In the pink division, Brad Lovelock is 5-0, and Todd Foster from the DFD side is 4-1. The purple division, Andrew Bidlake. Is that Biddy?
Yes, sir.
This is actually
That's Biddy, and that's
I
the
don't know
indigo
him as
division.
Andrew. I know him as Biddy. So him and Morgan are 4-1 in the purple division. And that's the one.
Indigo.
Coaches Indigo. Okay, sorry. Yellow division. Fernando A is 5-0. And going up here, let's see. This is the purple division here. Stephen Miner is 5-0. Donnie, who I'm in a Debbie league with in the orange division, is 5-0. And Donnie is known for being worse drafter than Darrell, if that's possible.
Hell.
Because we
Bill, you're horrible. It's dog shit drafting with you, man. It's dog shit drafting with you.
So here's the story. It's you guys know the FF Ghost, right? It's one of it's his league, and it's a Debbie league. So we drafted like a full 60-man NFL roster, and then we had this huge Debbie draft. It was like 20 rounds deep. So it's like, you know, we're drafting high school kids. I even threatened to draft my 12-year-old son because it's that deep. Like March Manning was drafted this past year because like we go like junior high, like you can draft any, you know, unborn child, you can draft them. You know, like I should draft future Wilson right now, or not future Wilson.
Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes' kid. I'll
Baby
draft
Mahomes.
for 20 years from now.
Yeah.
But anyway,
As much as you love it, you should be drafting future Tannehill.
So, and this is not just Donnie, but there is like 4 or 5 guys on the West Coast, and there's a bunch of guys on the East Coast, which sucks for drafting because the people on the West Coast want to draft all night, like till 2 a.m, because that's their like 10 o'clock. And the people on the East Coast, especially if you have kids, you're up at the crack of dawn, like anyway, so you're ready to draft. It seemed like Donnie was on the clock every goddamn morning. You were sitting to go to draft. And then we wait until like 12 o'clock because that's like 8 o'clock Pacific time or whatever. And then he would make a pick, but then he'd like have a pick 2 picks later, but then he'd like go to work. And then we had to wait like 3 hours for him to pick. And it was like, and then he'd take a nap in the middle of the day or some crap. Like it was like he was always sleeping or working and never picking. And it was just, we busted his balls so much, but it was a fun draft. It took forever to do, but I was also moving while we had this big startup Debbie draft. So I would be like unpacking boxes, and I would have like my paperwork of like 50 pages of college football prospects or whatever, carrying around with me with a highlighter and pen, so I could make a pick pretty much no matter where I was, like driving or whatever. I'm pulling over to the side of the road, like looking up the 50th ranked Debbie quarterback and somebody's rankings. But yeah, good stuff. 4 wins, Hollywood. 4 wins. Got to pick up that quarterback kid playing in high school in Missouri. Howard Brown is his name. Well, I'll have to put that name away for next season when we draft. I'm sure.
A lot of points.
You said quarterback. He says quarterback defensive tackle, and I immediately thought of Jared Lorenzen.
The hefty lefty.
Yes.
Oh well. No more questions.
The good news is I got about 12 kids you can choose here too. So
there you go.
Won't run out of possibilities.
I'll draft Coach's 4th son.
Getting a good one there. not much going on up here, but boy, will he hit you. Oh man, I'm telling you, my youngest one, he ain't a shy of contact. He's got like permanent, like his skull has been like reshaped at a young age because he always had a big old bruise, a big old goose egg. Now I think there's like a deformity in his skull because he always was going around smashing and headbutting and running it into the wall and who knows what else. Like, dude ain't right. Now,
So you fed him paint chips, huh?
He very well could have. Like, you know, we ain't afraid of having a paint chip here and there. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Do we lose Dan? Is he going around the back screen there, maybe relieving himself or what?
He said he'd be right back. Maybe have
Oh,
a
yeah.
beer.
There's that private chat thing going on that I always forget about.
That's there's one message in there. It says BRB.
Yes. So who are we looking at this week?
He's trying to one up me, isn't he? How dare he?
Who's that one player right now that you're surprised by the way he's performing in a positive way? Who's someone who shocked you so far with his production?
Oh man,
Darrell, what do you got?
Are we talking rookies? Is that what we're looking at, or
I'm talking about anyone. You got a guy who could be a 10-year pro who's finally doing something.
I think right now the one that's kind of sticking out to me has been John Bostic for the Redskins. I mean, he's been he's made Ryan Anderson and that whole group basically irrelevant, and he's been doing it all by himself behind that defensive line. So yeah,
Who's Ryan Anderson?
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
John Bostic, he's had success in this league before too. And he's like, he had that big season or that very serviceable season. I won't call it a big season, but a very serviceable season. And then he disappeared forever. And now we're seeing him reemerge as definitely the top linebacker, even outproducing Cole Holcomb, I think, even right now. So
yeah, another one I think a lot of people hoped he would have done this earlier, and he just kind of disappointed because Kazir White's been playing really good this year too. I think those two are the standouts this year at linebacker.
It's last man standing in San Diego. Usual. I mean, that's just par for the course for them. Their medical team, I swear, I would fire every single one of them. Their conditioning team, like whatever, because they never seem to have healthy players. I don't know.
And for me, I got two here. I'll go to the rookies first. Patrick Queen. I had him as my number one linebacker to begin with, but even I could not have expected him doing what he's doing already for IDP purposes. Like I knew he was going to be good. I knew you'd be able to start him every week. Depending on your scoring system, he may be the leading point getter in some leagues right now. That's how good he's been. And my other guy that I liked at the beginning of the season, he was kind of one of those guys I kind of threw a dart at, Eric Wilson of the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh yeah, that's another one.
He's been a pleasant surprise for me. I threw a dart at him in several leagues right now. You know, let's see what happens here. So
I think we all are for once.
Well, yeah, but only one of us is out of the bottle.
What?
Well, I don't want to, actually have myself on camera with a bottle in my hand because
he said only one of us out of a bottle. How does that not surprise me? Jesus.
Well, he's probably got bottles laying around, for the 500 kids.
You're lucky I'm not having it out of a sippy cup right now.
I was fixing to say it wouldn't surprise me to see you drinking out of a sippy cup right now. I would not be surprised by that. But you know what?
Facebook user, you'll have to identify yourself because Facebook doesn't.
You know what? Sippy cups are actually a great idea because just think about it. When you're good and plastered and hammered, they got two handles. You can hold on to them. I mean, come on.
And you can't spill them. You cannot spill them, right? You got to suck on those things like a titty. You got to go put it in there, you gotta pull back. Jordan, who's that guy for you right now?
I was gonna bring up Eric Wilson, like you said. I mean, he's a linebacker one. Like every week, he's just like producing. And then Miles Jack's the other guy. I drafted Miles Jack in not like a bunch of leagues, but more than I thought to start the season, just because he was floating around like 25, 30th linebacker off the board this year, just because of how shitty he was last year. And I mean, he's been money this season, and like he was like started the season as like my IDP flex, and like now he's like my linebacker one, and most of my leagues are my top scoring linebacker. So he I don't see why not. I mean, Joe Schober ain't doing shit. I mean, he's like a linebacker 40 on the season or some balls like that. But that's kind of like he even called it out when he went down there. He's like, I'm going to be the middle linebacker. He's like, I'm going to take care of all the play calling. He's like, that's going to let Miles Jack like do what he like needs to do, which is like run on his instincts. Like I remember him saying that at one point right after he signed with the Jags, and I kind of bookmarked it, but like didn't take it seriously. But I mean, like he's playing lights out. So
yeah, Miles Jack was horrible last year. Man, he was so bad last year.
Yeah, he was not good playing the middle. And then I guess Kaiser White, I don't know how you say his name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or not Kaiser White. Who's the one on the Rams? Micah Kaiser.
Micah Kaiser.
Yeah. If he would have been playing this week and not Troy Reeder, and he put up Troy Reeder's stat line, he'd be like the linebacker one by like 20 points right now. Like he's just been so good. And we have the history of these linebackers with the Rams being that good. I mean, Littleton being so great the last 2 or 3 years. And then this year, Kaiser. And then as soon as Kaiser left, it was Reeder. I mean, it's just happening. So for me, it's those three guys.
Where is Littleton?
Come again?
So where is Corey Littleton? I don't see him.
He is like linebacker 77 right now, or some shit like that. It is not good for Corey Littleton.
If I only knew 2 guys that played IDP that really didn't like Littleton, let me think.
I've been a Corey Littleton hater for years.
Yeah.
If you put it back on the Rams, he'd be just fine.
He would be, because it's even a different technical system, but it's still pretty much the same system. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
I can't figure out who is getting the tackles on the Raiders. I have no idea who does that. I can't tell. I mean, it's just kind of everybody just gets 5.5 like every week, and they just shovel on.
They evenly distribute the tackles.
It's almost as terrible as the Bengals, where everybody
does everything.
Everybody gets 7 tackles, but they're all assists.
Yeah, Bates has 6 solos the past 2 games.
Well, Bates is special though.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Bengals, they got 2. I know everybody's looking at Pratt, but Akeem Davis Gaither and Logan Wilson, them 2 right there is the future right there. And
this next week, I think this week is the week that we see both of those 2 with the majority of their.
I mean, Wilson hasn't played like I thought he would.
He almost had a second interception this last week. Did you see? He had the one, and he was this close to having a second one, and he only played not that many snaps.
Yeah, and Gaither is going to be that outside linebacker. Those 2 right there are going to be the future in Cincinnati for a long time.
Yeah, I think this week, like I said, could be the week that we see those 2 kind of take over.
I'm with you, Jordan. Jordan's in. Dan's out.
Get Pratt out of here.
See, I don't think. See, and looking through the list of who's leading, like fantasy wise, there's not a bunch of surprises. I mean, you could argue Ryan Neal's a surprise, but it's only because he's playing a Jamal Adams role that they've kind of carved out, and he's made the most of it.
Okay, so
as soon as Jamal Adams throws his 33 back on, Ryan Neal's going to maybe play slot corner, maybe play third safety every once in a while.
See, that was my question.
Box linebacker once, if Bart, I mean, he's better than Cody Barton probably. So,
see, that was my question. Ryan Neal's been playing so good, and you can do this with any team that has somebody playing good. So Ryan Neal's playing so good. We all know that when Jamal Adams comes back, that's his job. So where does Neal slot? I mean, he's been playing so well. Don't they have to find somewhere to put him on the field?
Well, like I said, they'll play him some third safeties, split corner. Dunbar's hurt. Amadi might play more corner. I mean,
special teams.
No.
See you later, kid.
No.
I mean, he might split some time with Amadi, but I mean, if injuries occur, then that's when you have to play again. It's unfortunate, but I mean, Neal is an undrafted 24-year-old dude that's playing pretty well. And he had 6 tackles. He didn't have an amazing game. The first 2 games he played, he had 2 interceptions. Take away those interceptions, they're pretty mediocre games. He
Right.
had 6 tackles against the Vikings. It was solid. It wasn't. He didn't get 2 sacks like Adams had in his first couple games.
Right.
So I mean, he's in a good spot, and that's what you look at. Like Troy Reader, he's not really very good. He's just in a good spot. There's certain spots where that's just how it is. Like you throw somebody in that spot, they're going to produce. Like Tyler Dodson or whoever took over for Edmonds and Milano in Buffalo for 1 or 2 weeks. Pick him up, play him, and then once they come back, you dump him because he's worthless after that.
Who would you guys rather have the rest of the season? Yannick Ngakoue or Cameron Jordan?
I've always been a Cam Jordan guy, so
I have to, but I'll tell you, Yannick has actually played pretty well in Minnesota. And if he gets Danielle Hunter back, that's going to be huge for them. I would probably go Yannick right now for this season.
I'm with Darrell right now. Cam Jordan, he hasn't done nothing, unfortunately, yet. It's going to come. It's Cam Jordan. He'll get his eventually.
Right.
But right now, Ngakoue, he's got the production, and he's got the ace in the hole whenever Danielle Hunter comes back in the lineup. So I'll go with Ngakoue here. The more pressure the Vikings can get, the better.
I kind of forgot to chat for a couple minutes. I was looking stuff up. Rewinding for a minute here. Donald Payne, he's another guy that just, filled a spot, that I guess Jack is in right now. Detroit Beastie, I guess, is here. He's drinking Detroit Milwaukee's Beastie. Max Crosby.
Oh, Milwaukee's best. Woof.
We used to call that Beast. I don't know if you guys called it Beast.
The Beast.
The Beast. Oh, yeah.
Daddy Ice. I mean, that was college beers.
True story. Used to have a friend. His dad coached our baseball team, our little league team, and he would back his truck up to the baseball field and drop the tailgate, and he'd slide his cooler to the end of the tailgate, and he would coach us from the tailgate, and he was always drinking Old Milwaukee's best.
What's this Cameron Jordan? So getting back to Jordan versus Ngakoue.
My dad coached you?
He may have. Oh shit!
And Cam Jordan hasn't done a whole lot this season yet, but
he's not.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Ngakoue. He's playing more snaps with the Vikings than he did with Jacksonville, and we've already seen him be like a top guy with Jacksonville, dysfunctional Jacksonville. So I feel like he's playing some of his better football right now. Like Darrell was saying, he's had a sack each of the last.
Thing with him is it's sacks or bust. His Twitter handle is great. Jan gets sacks 91.
It is and it isn't though. I mean, he increased his tackle numbers last season, and like he's not a great tackler per se, but he can still get you some tackles, and he led the league in forced fumbles. Was that 3 years ago? So I mean, he can be disruptive. He doesn't have to have a sack, but the odds are he's gonna get one too. And he plays Atlanta this week. I have him in my top 5 this week.
Well, this week, yeah, the Falcons
he's going to eat them alive.
Yeah, he's going to crush them. I mean,
they're trying to get out of playing football by testing positive for COVID. So that's the
reality. Aren't they on bye this week?
Yes, they're playing the Falcons. But yeah, the Seahawks game, Ngakoue had 1 tackle, and that was a sack.
Seahawks are Atlanta has a bye next week. Yeah, but I mean, still, like that was his floor game though, basically. Well, I guess his first week in Green Bay.
Yannick had at least 2 sacks.
First week was abysmal, but again, that's the Packers who apparently don't allow any pressure to Aaron Rodgers this year.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is so special, isn't he?
We keep it tight.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers on his rampage of I'm going to show you.
Don't you guys play Tampa Bay this week?
Yeah.
Brady's gonna mop the floor with y'all.
Be careful. You be careful over there.
Brady's gonna throw
All they gotta do is lock down Devontae Adams, and he won't know what to do.
Oh, don't you worry. Oh, Bob Tanyan's going to be catching dingers all day, baby.
Oh, Bobby Tan. I hope so. I got him all over the place.
Why?
He's gonna be. He's like the dynasty savior at tight end. Nobody knew about. Like,
Yep.
oh, he's so, and he was free.
You-
Like just sitting
know
out
what
there
I
on waivers.
So here you go.
Free
Prediction
money.
time. Prediction time. You're gonna have a pick six by Jair Alexander this week because Tom Brady loves throwing pick sixes just like Jameis Winston did.
He does. That is his
That's
new thing.
cool.
Is pick sixes.
He
Not
started
just
it.
turnovers, but
Started that
scoring
tradition
turnovers.
against none other than Hollywood's Titans. And since then, he's just been throwing these outs or hitches that are just lame duck throws that corners are just they've seen it a million times and they just know
Don't
it's
worry. Jair will help him out. No worries. He'll help him out. He throws it
that's
down.
my prediction.
It's gonna be a fun game. That'll be a
That
fun
is.
game, and the announcers are just gonna be like, "Oh, it's Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. Oh, it's happening! I can't even believe it. Oh gosh!"
Their hands are going to be raw by the end of the night because they're just
Be rubbing our palms together.
Yeah. Shit, my hands might be raw too. I don't know.
Mine already are.
Oh,
dude in my IDP has no QB for week 7. Wouldn't take Drew Lock for Ngakoue. I mean, it depends on your scoring.
hey, if you can take this, the thing about that is if you're up a couple of games in the middle of the season and you don't have to get a win, start nobody. I mean, then if you beat somebody, that's even better. Like if you're in a position where you have to win, it's different. But if you're up like if you've insulated yourself at this point in the season, being 4-1 or 5-0, I don't give a fuck. I'll play with no quarterback, and I'll be right back where I'm at next week.
See, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm in a league where I guess they've had issues over the years. I've been in it like 3 years. So I guess before I got there, there's been issues with starting players on a bye week or starting
I
players.
do that all the time. I'm in a league right now where I start Blake Jarwin every week.
Yeah, and there's players that get injured. So you kind of get penalized. If you do it so many times, apparently you get penalized. And I'm like, you know what? Just because all my bye weeks hit at the same time, I'm not dropping a good player just to pick up a douche.
Exactly. And I'm not going to be forced into trading with you either. You're not going to intimidate me. Like, screw you. I'll lose this week to have Ngakoue on my team for the next 3 or 4 years over Drew Lock. I mean, screw that.
So
Hey, I got to go, guys. Unfortunately, I got to go get my older kid to sleep. My little one's in bed, but the other little dude, he needs to get wrapped up before his mom gets home or I'm going to get my ass beat. So,
all right, man. Thanks for coming in.
yeah, it was a good time, fellas. I appreciate you having me on.
Friday night. Let the little fella have some fun. Damn it.
This is fun. I mean, we keep it pretty tight around here. 8 o'clock bedtime. It's already 9:10. So
You sound like Dan. He's always on the ass about being up
on schedule.
Your kids on the schedule, Hollywood. That's how.
Yeah, that's the only way I can keep my sanity.
Well,
So-
my kid.
Happy wife, happy life, man. Happy wife,
Yeah,
happy
that's
life.
important too.
All right,
So-
you need guys so you can get your plugs in. So you
I'm a rebel.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at 50 Shades of Drunk. It's right there in my little thingy.
He said follow.
Follow. I write on dynastynerds.com. Check them out. I'm not writing a whole lot right now, but they have a YouTube channel too, and we just started a show called In My Defense, which the show is kind of still developing, but through the first part of the season, we're just going to go every 4 weeks. I'm going to do like a quarterly report, kind of like just these 4 weeks. This is what happened. Looking back, looking forward. You know, that's just kind of the format it is right now. And then my podcast is Defense Matters. I do a weekly IDP ranking show. And then the IDP 411 is kind of in limbo right now, unfortunately. I'm not really sure what we are going to do with that, but you can still follow our YouTube channel. And if we do anything, everything goes there. So
Cool. All right.
that's me. That's where I'm at. That's what I do. I also post to the Facebook group every once in a while. So that's a pretty fun little place to hang out. So I appreciate all those guys. I see we have some of the users in here. So awesome.
50 Shades of Crunk. That's what I'm on.
Yep. All right, guys. I got to get this kid to bed. I appreciate
All right.
y'all.
All right,
Good night.
Later, man.
See you. Oh man. So what were we talking about? I forget.
Oh, shit.
Last thing we were talking was Yannick Ngakoue there, and
My
him being
brain
better
is
than
fried,
Jordan.
people. My brain is completely fried. So we were talking about AD. Okay, thank you. Captain
Before we got swayed off here, we didn't quite get to Kyle's surprise player so far.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I one guy that I had a lot of it. I didn't realize it until he he started off so well was Akeem Hicks. And he played really well. He's got 3.5 sacks already, and I had way more shares than I realized, and he's been a pleasant surprise in a lot of my teams so far. So
it's funny. I just had the DE ranking or DE totals for the year so far, and I saw his name. I'm like, man, that's pretty high.
No, he's been playing really well, and I've been lucky to have him on quite a few of my rosters. So he's definitely been a veteran that's been a pleasant surprise for a lot of my squads.
Yeah. I mean, actually, Kerry Hyder is a name that should be on that list as well. Surprises because, I mean, obviously an injury opened up an opportunity, but I mean, some of these guys, it's all it takes. You know, Trey Hendrickson, I doubt would be getting. If Davenport was healthy week 1, I don't think he would be getting the snaps that he's getting now. But he's proven he's earned more snaps, and he's gotten them, and he's made the most of them.
So, what do you guys think if a healthy Davenport comes back? Hendrickson going to outsnap him? I mean, has he earned it? I think he got it. He's definitely earned it. Right?
And I don't think Sean Payton gives a crap where you were drafted. Similar to John Gruden, he doesn't give a crap where you're drafted.
Right.
Well, yeah, he plays Drew Brees and Taysom Hill, and has James Winston on the bench, who's probably the best of the three.
I don't know. Taysom Hill must be like their, I don't know, third party or something.
Unbelievable.
Some kind of weird relationship with Taysom Hill. It's like his son or something. Like he must be his son. Like that has to be the case or something.
Yeah, and Alden Smith's another guy that came out of nowhere. No one could have expected Alden Smith to do what Alden Smith's done since he's came back.
Yeah.
5 years off, right? That's
somebody
crazy.
mentioned that earlier in the chat, but he's no Vic Beasley, that's for sure.
Oh my God! Don't get me freaking started. Jesus.
That's why I said it as soon as he came back. Sam Hubbard lands.
Really? Come on.
So Sam Hubbard lands on IR. I did notice this earlier today.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, what the hell? I had the name in front of me. Lewis, right? Not Lewis.
Darrell?
Lawson. There you go.
Lawson. Yeah.
He's the pivot, I guess. Dunlap's kind of fallen out of favor there, and I think this is these Bengals saying, you know what, all these vets can go play elsewhere, or we're going to try. I think you could see a fire sale of Dunlap, Atkins, and Green before the trade deadline. I think AJ Green doesn't want to play there. He's made that.
I'm pretty sure if you were lip reading here last week, I think there was a video clip of him basically saying, why don't they just trade me? I think it's exactly the words that came out.
Which is a coincidence because I saw a tweet today. I forget what it was, but apparently AJ Green says there's no rift between him and Zach Taylor, that he wants to stay in Cincinnati.
AJ Green's been trying to leave Cincinnati for 3 years.
Yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny that, you know.
I mean, the last coach I think even when Marvin Lewis was there, he wanted to leave. I mean, this has been an ongoing thing with him. Last year, the turf monster in Dayton, Ohio, or wherever they practice screwed up the season. And then this season, he's, kind of sort of healthy. And I think he just doesn't want to risk getting a pulled hamstring or something to deter his chances of getting traded. But at what point do the Bengals just say Le'Veon Bell it and just say, go, just goodbye, see you later. We got some guys here that can play, and we don't need you.
All right.
Well, I think both Cincinnati and Atlanta could be very active at the trade deadline this year.
Yeah. That's
I
what,
heard
in 2 weeks?
Quentin Williams is a name that might be moved because the Jets are just going to apparently just gut their roster of all talent. So
When is the trade deadline? 2 weeks?
I think it's week 8.
3 weeks.
Week 8, so you got about 2.5 weeks, yeah.
About 2 weeks. And the interesting thing about the trade deadline is it's on a Tuesday normally. The rules for the NFL, because Le'Veon Bell cannot play for the Chiefs this week. You need 6 days of tests with your new team, of negative tests before you can actually step foot on the field. So it's not like last year where you trade for a guy, he could practice like that morning.
And here's another interesting thing when we're talking about the trade deadline. A lot of the salary cap is dependent on ticket sales and money coming into the NFL. Well, guess what? There's no ticket sales. That salary cap is probably coming down this year.
Miami, there's ticket sales.
Oh God.
Either way, it's a shared revenue, right?
Yeah, no.
That revenue is not coming into the NFL right now. The only revenue the NFL is generating right now is through TV. And if that revenue is not being generated, that salary cap is going to come down. And it's going to be interesting how teams are going to handle the salary cap into next year. And they could affect the trade deadline because you don't want to exactly go out there and trade for a big ticket guy with term left on his contract because that could hamper you in the offseason. Just something to kind of keep a
well, you know what? If they could circumvent that, you know why? They could go on StubHub and they could see the ticket prices of what they're going for on resale. Because in Philadelphia, there's a big story in our local news going off about how season ticket holders are furious because the games they're selling the limited capacity tickets. People are buying them.
Yep.
The season ticket holders, some of them, and then they're selling them for thousands more than thousands.
Same
more.
here.
Because they're like payday. Like,
Yep.
We need money. I'm not working right now. Let's cash in, get these tickets, sell them for like 5 times more than they're worth because people are that desperate to go to a football game.
And my tickets for next year are paid for.
Pretty much. Or,
Exactly.
my rent is paid for. Yeah, this is funny. So, yeah, it's Lawson. Lawson is the name of the guy. Phil Dawson's a kicker. But, yeah, drunk, yes.
The slant boy. That shit was awesome.
That was.
But, yeah, slant boy, yes.
That was great.
You notice how Slant Boy had to go after Gardner Johnson there instead of after Malcolm Jenkins a little bit.
I saw that.
Malcolm Jenkins would mess him up.
Yeah, Malcolm Jenkins. He'd cut him. He'd cut him right there on the spot. Malcolm Jenkins got that.
You don't mess with the Jackrabbit. I'm telling you, he'll straight up gut you.
That's not the Jackrabbit.
Oh,
Malcolm Jenkins.
Oh,
that's
Malcolm.
Norris Jenkins is the Jackrabbit.
Yeah.
And this guy too.
Jenkins.
Oh my God. I knew it. I knew that was. Oh, damn it. I knew that was coming. Oh.
You mentioned Jenkins. It's like
no.
it's like the Pee Wee's Playhouse word of the day.
Yeah.
We all go crazy. Jenkins.
Woo! I love that show, man. Why are you going to make fun of Pee Wee's Playhouse? That was great.
Making fun of it.
Damn.
We could have the Firefly Funhouse here too.
Let me in.
Let me in.
By the way, if you're wrestling fans, that's my greatest and funnest story right now is him and Alexa Bliss. Oh, yeah. That's gold right now.
Let me in. What's gold is Hangman Page, though. He wrote on official Hangman Page letterhead the reasons why he's entering the tournament or whatever they're doing.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's on Twitter. He's a great follow on Twitter.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Besides the fact that he just drinks whiskey all the time.
Well, that's why I like him. I mean, hey.
I don't know about you like him. But yes, he has some kind of official letterhead from the official Hangman Page Twitter.
Oh, I'm going to have to check that out.
But yeah, Slant Boy, that's a messy situation because, you could argue that the Saints should have actually sat him down anyway to make sure he's healthy for the rest of the year. But to actually come out and say that you're benching him because of violating team rules is just...
Well, they benched him because he argued with Sean Payton, right? It wasn't even from the punch. I thought I heard that. He got into it.
Really?
It might have been because, Sean Payton's a dictator in New Orleans.
I think I thought I had read or heard somewhere that he got into it with Sean Payton, and that's why they benched his ass.
Oh, wow. I hadn't heard that.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
I did not know that Lawrence Fishburne played Cowboy Carl on Pee Wee's.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That's hilarious. I never really put 2 and 2 together. I knew Lawrence Fishburne has a very extensive IMDb account. So
wow.
So Michael Thomas was fined today, or who was fined? Oh, fined. Okay, yeah, there we go. He was fined today. Yeah, and I think it's the case of the diva receiver. He caught the diva instead of the COVID.
It's really impressive on how he's turned his career almost identical to Antonio Brown's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, it's crazy.
wow.
Good point.
Is he trying to get? I mean, why would he try? I mean, I guess maybe he's angling to get out because he knows this is Drew Brees last year.
Could be. Could be.
Thomas is going to seduce Peyton's wife and not call her the next.
Oh, that's great. That was great.
We're in quarantine, so we'll probably just invite her up to the hotel room.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that was great.
Maybe that's the problem.
That was. So
I don't even
great.
know if I want to say the comment that's in my head right now, but
Let it rip, Skippy. Come on.
I'll post it from the county.
You do realize if you put it into the private chat, one of us, Darrell or I, or probably say it.
There you go. I will put it in the private chat.
Yeah. They ain't
I'm
holding
like
back.
sitting here. I'm like literally sitting here in the private chat waiting to.
Yeah,
Say it.
I'm looking at it right now. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Remember, whatever we repeat, Dan put in the chat. Don't worry, because no one's watching right now. There's 4
Roll
people
disclaimer.
watching, and I bet you 2 of them are us anyway.
Yeah, nobody likes us. Oh shit.
Sean Payton will be MT's cock.
You pronounced that wrong. Yes.
What's a cock? Why's a duck?
I can't. Oh,
Dingus
shit.
has to look up what that is now, too, I guess.
Oh, never mind. I thought I had my mic on mute there. My bad.
Oh man.
So what you're saying is Sean Payton's wife may play cuck hunt later on.
Cunt.
Oh, man.
You know what? That'd be a fantastic. Oh, that's a T-shirt. Yeah, like
There's already a Slant Boy t-shirt out there.
That's
like
it.
Sean Payton's wife grabbing like the you know how the dog always grabbed the ducks by the heads when he came out of
Yes.
the bush. You'd have like Sean
Cunt.
Payton's
That's
wife
a shirt.
to-
Oh, and you know what? Hey, Coach, I know a guy that has T-shirts. We can make this happen. Cunt.
I'm just saying.
I'm DMing him right now. I'm on this.
Oh, God.
Kyle's about to die down.
Or just like Michael Thomas popping out of the bush and he's holding 2 ducks or something like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, that's another one. Out of the bush. Oh, shit.
You see this in an IDP show.
For the musical Hamilton, one of the songs has a line similar to that about that stuff. So that's where I got that.
Cunt. That's the greatest thing ever. You
I
know
didn't
what?
hear
If
about
that
Peyton's wife thing, so I don't know that that's is that a true thing or is it just rumor and innuendo?
That's probably just a beastie thing.
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause we don't deal in rumor and innuendo in this
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what? That's
They
like
have
90%
no
of the
clue what-
information.
They have no clue what you're talking about, Dan, but I do. That's funnier than shit.
Who doesn't know what?
Rumor and innuendo.
Yes.
Matt doesn't.
You can't
He
even
doesn't know
spell
what that is.
innuendo.
Hey, you leave my endo out of this.
Endo, isn't that slang for weed?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm interested. Darrell, spell innuendo.
Well, endo, I thought was in some Snoop songs.
Innuendo. INUEDE. INUEDO.
Close.
That's
Close.
not even close.
There's an
I
I.
know. So
How far off was I?
there you
I
go.
double N U E N D O.
I was going to say our buddy Alex, the FF Hustler, would know.
Yes, Alex is good people. We like Alex.
Oh yeah.
Innuendo, yes. We got any more IDP questions? We're just going to talk about all sorts of random stuff about rumors and innuendo about.
Well, I thought we did pretty good on the IDP tonight.
We did. This is like a Patreon show. We should just record this and put it up on Patreon.
Till Coach got us sidetracked on
Cuck hunt.
Oh, please make that a shirt. Oh my
I just
God.
love that he even did the.
Yes, he was holding them both up. He's like, put floppy ears on Matt right now, and it's a perfect, the dog with the floppy ears. It's a perfect match.
Oh fuck!
Coach is a man of many talents. He's the cuck hunt guy, and then last night he was Miss Donnelly, and he's really talented.
Oh man,
I am an individual with many personalities.
Oh shit!
Oh.
I see some peanut butter. What is it? Peanut butter whiskey.
Okay.
No, not doing it. It's not happening.
Where are you at with the peanut butter whiskey?
Yeah, where the hell did this?
I'm looking on.
Dan, you really do need a break from this, don't you?
I'm looking on Twitter. Somebody, Dynasty Outhouse, recommended a peanut butter whiskey. I'm curious because I love peanut butter and whiskey is very good too.
Calais Campbell destroys Carson Wentz. Probably.
What is that in the chat? Sorry, I'm slacking. I'm looking on
You
Twitter.
are slacking.
I'm trying to find us something to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, there's questions for us to talk about.
Dan's trying to find us some good damn whiskey.
I am,
He needs to get
I'll
off the
tell you
peanut
right
butter.
now. Lane Johnson, we're going to this Calais Campbell destroying Carson Wentz here. Lane Johnson's already been written off for this game. We know the Eagles' line has been decimated by injuries. I think they're down to one starting lineman that they came into the season with.
pretty much.
This is going to be ugly.
Yeah.
There's no nice way to put it here. The Eagles are going to struggle. Carson Wentz is not Andy Dalton quick with the ball, so and they refuse to use Miles Sanders properly in the passing game. What I would have loved to see was the Eagles actually make a play for Le'Veon Bell, and not to Forbin at the running back position, but we know Le'Veon Bell.
Pass protect.
Yes.
Pass protect, but
Le'Veon Bell don't want to pass protect. He wants to be used in key situations.
well, here's the thing with that. If you would have had a Miles Sanders Le'Veon Bell combination, you know how many bubble screens you could throw, because that's all the time you're going to have there right now. It'd be bubble screen left, bubble screen right, and hope for the best.
Well, he doesn't want to get overused. He just wants to be used enough to show up on the stat sheet and get paid next year. He wants to go in and finish on the goal line where CEH couldn't. He said that was a sales pitch to Andy Reid. Your boy down there can't close the deal. You know who can? Le'Veon.
He's not wrong.
Nope, he's not.
He's not. That's exactly, I'm pretty sure, what the sales pitch was. You need a closer. I can be your closer.
Well, I think what was really the closing part was he played Andy Reid his mixtape, and that's what got the contract.
Now, that might have sealed the deal. I don't know. I doubt it, but Andy Reid doesn't seem like a mixtape kind of guy. I picture Andy Reid maybe listening some country. I think that's what I picture Andy Reid listening to.
Okay, I got
Eating
a question.
barbecue, good old barbecue.
Hold up, I got a good question for you. So, as many of you all know, our good buddy Jason Waltner, he sent me a DM. I guess he's got a dilemma here, and he wants to know who to cut. Derwin James or Xavier McKinney.
McKinney, don't care.
McKinney, yeah.
man, you guys are killing me. I guess you'd have to cut McKinney, but because he hasn't done anything. But then again, James hasn't done anything in 2 years because he's been hurt.
I mean, Derwin James is Keon O'Neal 2.0 so far.
Watch your mouth.
I'm just saying.
Careful.
I get it. I understand, but
New Zealand, number one team in the world right now. New Zealand,
what's
number
up,
one.
Ben joined us here.
Ben, what's up, Ben?
Ben had forgotten that we exist because we took a week off. Australia versus New Zealand rugby with a full stadium.
I see. Oi.
Well, I mean, the Dolphins are allowed to have a full stadium apparently because Florida is just friggin' insane and thinks that we're back to normal.
So I think New Zealand's number 2.
I don't know, but I would watch. What channel is that on? Because I'll throw it on now if I have the channel.
Absolutely.
Because I'd like to watch. I mean, BYU football is apparently on right now. I'm surprised Darrell doesn't have that on in the background.
I do have that on in the background. They're up 14-3.
New Zealand, Australia is a fantastic matchup because New Zealand's like the number 2 team in the world right now, and Australia is moving up in the rankings. I think they're up to number 5 right now. So this is a good top 5 matchup.
This is probably on target. Jimmy Buffett. I wouldn't be surprised if Andy Reid listens to a lot of Jimmy Buffett.
Yes, sir.
And he's also a big fan of the Jimmy Buffet, too.
Jimmy Buffet.
I'm a big buffet
Drinking
fan.
in New Zealand. Drinking Milwaukee's best in New Zealand.
Ooh.
Is that what Ben's doing?
Good God. What is with old Milwaukee's best tonight? Woof. Damn.
Know. Milwaukee's beast.
Oh, that's rough. That's some rough stuff.
I know in Australia they don't drink Foster's.
Australian for beer?
Yeah, they don't drink it. It's trash down there. They only sell it to
just Outback. They sell it to Outback is what they do.
They sell it to North America and call it Australian beer, but it's absolute dog piss. And of course, us in North America, we eat that shit up, right? We're like, oh, this is Australian for beer. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, when I'm at Outback, you do as the Australians do, I guess. But I guess that's untrue. Yeah.
They used to sell that Foster's in big ass cans too.
They do. He wears Tommy Bahama. Yes, he does. I love the coaches. I don't think they did it this year, did they? The coaches picture at the meeting because they didn't have a meeting. The coaches picture. You can always tell Andy Reid because he's always got a Tommy Bahama Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah. He's got the perfect build for the Tommy Bahama.
He's the perfect build for the don't give a F about my beach body. I'm wearing this and I don't care.
Let it rip.
Oh, shoot.
That's like Canadians drinking Budweiser like our buddy Sean was doing last week.
Whoa. Hold up. What the hell's wrong with Budweiser, fucker?
Are we sponsored by them all of a sudden?
Darrell got real serious there.
Darrell got real serious because I'm hating on this Budweiser.
You're an ass. I hate you. I can't wait till you're gone.
You know what Budweiser and Taco Bell have in common?
In the end, though?
Well, at the end, yes. That's what they have in common, is at the end.
Oh, shit. And you is a good one, Coach. And by the way, Coach's spelling of that was great in the private chat.
It was pretty good, yeah. Let's see. Where is it here?
Oh, that was
in
so
the
good.
end, oh.
See, yeah, there we go. In the end.
Oh, that was great.
Yes. Yeah, we did actually talk about that a little bit. Quinnen Williams might be on the trading block. Like I said, the Jets are just trying to get rid of anybody that has talent on their team. They started with Jamal Adams in the offseason. And now they're just trying to get rid of anybody. They straight up just cut Le'Veon Bell. I can't believe. I mean, I would believe it because nobody wanted to give a 7th round pick for Leonard Fournette, who's like 5 years younger than Bell.
Did they cut or trade Robbie Anderson? I can't remember.
He was a free agent.
Yeah, I mean, they let him walk. He was their best receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, look what he's doing in Carolina with Teddy freaking Bridgewater. Come on.
he did not want to be near Adam Gase anymore.
I get that, but I mean, they didn't even try to re-sign him.
Here's the deal, and this is the serious reason why the Jets probably have not fired Adam Gase. They don't want the possibility of Greg Williams taking over the team and actually winning some games and actually making a push to win the job.
Oh my God.
That's what they just want Adam Gase to suck so bad that they get Trevor Lawrence. They're going to trade Sam Darnold to whoever wants him around the league.
Where's he going?
I don't know, but anywhere is better than where he is now. At least he'll get a fair share to start somewhere.
He's going to get Rosen.
He's going to get Rosen.
No.
Hey, you joke about that, but Josh Rosen is in a prime spot because you know what? Tom Brady is not forever. Tom Brady's got 2 years.
Oh my God, we're back on Josh fucking Rosen.
You got
two quarterbacks from who you consider to be the GOAT.
He is the GOAT, but Josh Rosen is what a freaking bum.
You try to go and be taught 8 different offenses in 8 years and try to go play quarterback.
Loser.
Not everybody can be Ryan Tannehill and pick up an offense that quick. Come on.
Oh my God, help me, please. Dear Jesus, help me. I'm about to lose my shit.
Does the bud make you wiser, D?
It does. It does make me wiser. Smart ass.
Makes you harder to podcast. Gase is just such a succubus.
Easy how you say that. Easy.
Yeah, they can pay Bell basically the vet minimum, and the Jets still have to pay him $6 million.
Yep.
I think that.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Garrett against the Steelers. Now, I did see a little snippet today of a quote. Myles Garrett said, Mike Tomlin said everything was cool. I don't think it's going to be cool. I think the Steelers are going to take some cheap shots at him and try to provoke him.
Could be.
But then again, the refs are going to be very conscious of this. So anything that's involving Garrett, and they're going to be quick to throw flags, and they're going to be quick to eject if there anything that's near violent.
So on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday. My days are all mixed up now with everything that happened here. Wednesday we did the Viper Cast, and we did a quick preview of the Browns and the Steelers matchup this week. And the one thing I was looking for was to see if the Steelers are as petty as I am. And what I mean by that is, and we know I'm a petty individual, but
we had no idea.
Yeah, I know. Is there going to be a revenge factor to Myles Garrett last year? Or are the Steelers like, you know what? Rudolph, you should have probably hit him a little bit harder. I think that I really do believe that's what some of the Steelers are thinking. I really think some of the Steelers believe that he probably should have hit harder. So I want to know if they're going to I wouldn't think so because of you've got a 4-0 team or 5-0 team versus a 4-1 team right now. You can't do anything stupid in a game like this. This is the first place in the AFC North. But I'm petty, and if the Steelers are like me, I'm probably grabbing him by his nuts and pulling him over his forehead. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right over the top.
Yowza.
And that's the thing is you have a race. I mean, you have a 3-headed race for this division. You can't afford to lose a game right now because Baltimore's there, the Browns are there, the Steelers are there. They're all good teams. You can't do something stupid.
No.
Now, if the game's out of hand in the fourth quarter, that's when it could get ugly. That's when you could see stuff. At the bottom of a pile, you're going to see some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Bottom of a pile.
I think
there's always stuff at the bottom of the pile.
It's going to be chippy. I think Dan's right. You don't go in with the mindset of retaliation or revenge or whatever, but it's in the back of your mind. Whether Rudolph sucks or not, that's irrelevant. That's one of our guys. Look what you tried to do to him. I think that's in the back of your mind. So I'm kind of with Dan on this. I think somewhere, in these piles where people can't see, there's some nasty shit going on.
Offensive linemen are like mama bears.
Yeah.
when it comes to their quarterback.
Yeah.
If you F with their quarterback, they are going to mess you up. Now, if it's not Ben Roethlisberger, he did that too, and that's who's back there. But still, it's going to be your linemen are the dogs on the team. Okay, you want to be the meanest SOBs on the team, those linemen. You can talk all this crap about safeties laying people out across the middle. It's the linemen that are the big nasties. So that's why they refer to them as the big.
Unless you're Taylor Lewan there, then you're just all talk and no action.
Oh really? Oh my God! Oh my God! I can't! Oh my God! I can't.
Real dogs go after other dogs. He goes after little poodles and Shih Tzus.
I mean, the Jets are going to get lucky every once in a while. They'll try to trade Pierre Desir, I'm sure. They'll try to trade anybody that's putting up any numbers. So look out. You get a sack, you're on the trade block the next day.
How the hell did we get back to the damn Jets? What the hell happened here?
He's reading the private chat on the side.
Jesus Christ, we went in a freaking time warp here. What in the hell?
Well,
it's going to turn Rosen into something.
Oh
I'm following you down. I'm following you here. Jets, Crowder, he's on the block. You know what I'm saying? He's a player anyone can use.
Don't take away my target monster.
He's going to be a target monster wherever he goes. That's what I'm saying. Anything the Jets do that's going to be positive, you're on the trade block as soon as you do something positive.
Yep.
And Burfict is not in the league anymore for a reason because he's a dirty player. I don't know. Then he can't play anymore. But yeah. Maybe it's Burfict's fault that Antonio Brown is the way he is right now.
Very strong possibility because that hit knocked him stupid.
Oh shit! That's what he gets for being a dumbass.
Yeah, when you don't need stupid, that's when you get stupid. And that maybe. I mean,
that's basically the slogan of the IDP Lounge.
Basically, whose stash is better, Lewan or Hollywood?
Mine, of course. Fuck Lewan. He ain't got shit on this.
Hollywood, you're gonna have to do something better in November.
You know what? I will stack. I need to reach out to him. Somebody needs to reach out to him. I will stack the IDP Lounge up against Bussing with the Boys any day of the week. Anytime he wants to go, we'll go.
What are we talking about now? I'm lost.
I was gonna say I'm lost too.
He's got a podcast called Bussing with the Boys where they do live podcast on a bus, and it's called Bussing with the Boys. So
he should just come on our show, and that'd be great.
Hey, if he wants to come on,
I would tell him how great his quarterback is. You can tell him how much you love Derrick Henry, and it would all be peaceful.
First of all, it's King Henry. Get it right.
Well, speaking. And by the way, Derrick Henry does win the award for best meme maker.
Oh my God. I have seen so many damn memes this week. The best one I think I have seen is somebody actually took the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where
you get thrown out the door.
Where what's his name? DJ Jazzy Jeff gets thrown out the door and they put Josh Norman in there. That was so great. So great.
I think Kyle Brandt there at Good Morning Football did it best there with his angry runs. There's no one who had a more angry run last week than King Henry. Unfortunately, it didn't count.
He stiff-armed him straight to hell, I think.
And for nothing. The play didn't even count.
He stiff-armed him to the bench because that's where Josh Norman
You know what was funny? The night after.
Best part is, if Norman would have retired at halftime, he wouldn't have been the first Bills corner to retire at halftime.
That's true.
Right. Oh, that is right. That is right. And what was funny?
Should have. He would have gotten more respect for retiring after that
yes.
than just taking that.
And what was funny, the next day on local radio in Nashville, I was listening to it, and they were every time that they would talk about Derrick Henry and that stiff arm, as soon as they would begin to talk about it, they were playing Drowning Pools, Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. It was so great.
But here's the deal, though. Henry is a smart football player.
He is.
Because and if you look at analyze what he did there, it wasn't about him being stronger than Norman. It was about Norman's running left. He hits his right shoulder.
Yep.
Which he's not balanced when you're hitting the right shoulder. If he would have hit the left shoulder, it wouldn't have been as bad. But he hits I guess it was his left shoulder. He hit, he used his right arm to stiff arm. And he was so knocked off balance it was a smart stiff arm. So it's not like he's just trying to be a brute, which it really looked like he was just trying to be a brute. But it's smart. It's understanding balance and how if somebody's moving this way, if you knock them with your right arm and hitting their, shoulder, I guess it was this shoulder, looking at it from where I am, but it's understanding momentum, and that's getting back to offensive and defensive linemen. What's the old adage? Whoever gets lower. It's about balance. It's about having
as good as that was
dojo.
As good as that was his third best stiff arm. His I think his second best was the 99-yard run against Jacksonville. Sorry, where he just stiff armed everybody. But
he was touched on that run.
Huh?
He was not touched on that run.
I know, but he stiff armed like 3 people. But anyway, his best was last year where he turned Earl Thomas around and used him as a 12th blocker. That shit was great, man.
Yeah.
He was using him as a bulldozer. That shit was great.
That's maybe why Earl Thomas doesn't have a job. Maybe he could get a job as a fullback.
It could be. Hey, we'll sign him up.
The Titans need a backup running back.
Yeah, we'll sign him up as a fullback, man. We'll take him.
Does Earl Thomas do anything without his brother?
That could have been a conversation earlier in this.
Boy, do I got a lot of little 1-bit sound clips we could be using.
Bald, short, thicker Larry Bird. Scary Bird.
Hey, just to be mentioned in the same breath with Larry Bird, I'll take it.
That's true.
Ain't no shame in Darrell's game.
That's right.
Larry Legend. I'll shoot like Larry Legend.
I'll shoot the 3 right in your eye all day long, man.
All day.
Shoot. I didn't say I'd make it, Coach. I said I'd shoot.
Hey, you got to shoot your shot, man. You got to shoot your shot.
Hey, if I'm open, it's going, baby. I'm firing away.
It's like, what's his face there? He does a lot of the NBA things. I think he's a former football player, wasn't he? A lineman. He puts a shot up and he's kind of walking. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He's got he puts the goggles on and everything.
Oh man. So by the way, if you listen to IDP Nation, we are taping a show this week. We'll tape it tomorrow.
Sometime this week.
Yeah.
Hey Kyle, have you ever been on IDP Nation?
I was on there one time.
Yeah, he has. Have you?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you know
that's because I'm not an IDP expert.
I knew that was as soon as I answered one time. I knew that shit was coming.
I'm pretty sure Dingus been on once at least.
I think he has too.
He was on there right after I was. I think
we've had you on at least once.
Yeah, we've had you on. You know what? There's an opening because Dan's not going to be around for the next couple of weeks, so I'll be hitting your ass up.
Really?
Coach just takes any chance to get to burn my ass. Darrell's
going to be looking
talking about everyone's ass. Seriously, Darrell's just talking about hitting my ass up. You're talking about burning your ass. What the hell?
Oh shit!
That's why I need a few weeks off, so people stay away from my ass. But
I'm surprised Johnny's not in the chat room right now.
Right?
Johnny heard this conversation, he'd be on.
You know, Dan's going to take a couple of weeks off, and I'm not sure there's even going to be a podcast when he gets back. By the time I get there.
There might not be. Darrell might burn it to the ground, and then
I got 2 weeks. But guess what? I'm going out with all guns blazing, baby. It's going to be fabulous.
Yeah, Darrell.
You know, he's not even going to be there to correct me on my Blue Chew promos.
I'm not. So you're going to have to read what they tell you and don't.
Sure, we'll go with that.
So you really got Penis Pill supporting you, like sponsoring you?
Yeah. Hey, we're all getting older, Dingus. Some of us need help. We can't just jackrabbit babies out like you can, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so you have ED, man. I got tips for that. I got tips. It's your diet.
Hey. I don't know what the fuck I was going to say. God damn it.
You got him speechless.
Yeah, that fucked me up right there. Oh,
Hit too close to home there, Darrell.
you know what? Fuck all you guys. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
So, do you use these? Do you use this Blue Chew like with a partner, or is this for your own pleasure?
I'm not at liberty to discuss. Oh, fuck.
Thank you, Sean. That's kind of where I was going with this next part.
Well, this ain't they ain't a sponsor of this show, so no, I don't use it, but they're a sponsor of ours, so hey.
Oh,
I'm just saying. Damn it, dingus.
I don't think I've ever seen Dan in tears before.
Oh, that's because you weren't around last week.
Shit.
Or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Sean had us in tears.
Oh, God.
And this is like
Not the same Sean in the private chat, by the way.
No. And those, you guys know who I'm talking about. Sean could not hear us.
Oh, that shit
But
was
we could hear him.
Holy hell.
And he was having microphone issues. And he's just like, the hell's wrong with this thing? Like,
You could hear him, man. He was
He's
just
going
out loud about his technical difficulties. Like, normally people don't talk to themselves when they're having technical difficulties.
Yeah. I'm plugging the fucking thing into the fucking thing.
Oh, he was putting this thing down, and then all of a sudden, we're an hour and a half deep into the show. And I didn't have my microphone plugged in.
He didn't have it plugged into the back of the microphone. He had his speaker plugged into like the computer, not the back of the microphone. And that
that shit was great.
Well, just when I was
for a good 5 minutes straight.
I would just stop laughing, and then I'd be laughing at Dan laughing.
The funny
I
thing is,
tried to hide myself off camera.
and the funny thing is, y'all don't know that while he was blowing us up on the screen, he was hitting me up in DM. And it was even better. I wished I could have posted that shit because I was dying, dude. I was like, oh my God, I freaking can't.
Ty Summers hype? Sure. He's the only man standing in Green Bay, isn't he?
Who else do they got? I mean,
well, him and Chris Barnes like rotated Green Dot last time, but Summers had more snaps.
Yeah. I think Summers is the guy you want if you're going there.
I'm not the biggest Summers fan. I'm also not the biggest Packers linebacker fan. We know that for a fact. But if you're looking for, like Darrell just said,
if they only had a linebacker that would get them 130 tackles a week, a year. Geez. I don't know that that'd
be a record.
Yeah. I mean, where do you find somebody that leads the league in tackles every year?
You mean like there was a guy there for 4 years? I
don't know. Was his name Blake or Martinez or something?
It was Balake.
Was there another linebacker even recently that maybe not rhyming with snake that actually put up some pretty solid numbers last couple of weeks that may or may not have been a Packer at one point?
Snake.
I can't follow the logic.
Like, does it like, would you say holy fackerel?
Kyle Fackrell, yeah.
Oh, he just said holy fackerel. What the fuck?
I believe he had a pretty solid outing here. He's been playing some pretty good football too lately. So
Oh, Jesus.
So before we go here, I got to bust Coach's chops here a little bit. What happened to Cam Akers, man? He was your boy.
Ooh.
Rib injury. He's okay. Don't you worry about Cam Akers. He's still going to come through.
He said, "Don't you worry about it.
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry about that. He'll still take over by week 10. Don't you worry about that, none.
Well, week 10's closing in pretty close. I'm just saying.
Man, don't you worry. Don't you worry there, none.
I'm trying to set some lineups here while I'm sitting here.
Damn it, focus, Dan.
Now, saying that, outside of James Robinson, I don't think there's a single rookie running back inside the top 20 right now. So
hold on. You said James Robinson. I know we're an IDP show, and somebody mentioned a couple of weeks ago or last week, what would you take for him, or what are you getting for him in trades? And I shit you not. About a week and a half ago, like 2 days before they sent that tweet, I traded James Robinson for a 2021 first and a 2022 first. I got two first.
Christ.
Yeah.
I'll trade
Hell
one of
yeah.
my kids for that, let alone James Robinson.
I'm telling you, I could not hit smash accept fast enough.
Rick?
I was like, oh,
Isn't that what we're talking when isn't that what we talk about when trading? We trade from a position of strength. I got
Yeah.
kids. I need picks. Send them my way.
this wasn't even a strength for me. I'm weak at running back. I needed him, but I'm like, you know what? I can't pass that up. That's crazy.
What about Joe Thomas?
I think you can roll them out for another week until we can actually see something from them.
Guy wanted 2 firsts and a second for Robinson. Well, that's just trying. I mean, taking a first for Robinson is probably.
I'm telling you, I got 2 firsts for him. I did. I
2
could show you-
firsts is complete robbery.
Yeah.
Here, I'll even put my hood on for this one.
People are so high on Robinson right now, they will give you almost anything you want. They really will. It's crazy. I was like, this when they asked that question, I was like, I couldn't even believe it. I was like, that is the craziest thing I've seen.
Oh, that's a smash accept. Even if you had like a second tier running back, if someone's offering you 2 firsts, that's a top tier running back they're offering.
Yep.
And does James Robinson, is he able to maintain this in the next
What
couple
the
of
hell
years?
just happened here? We went to the freaking hooded mafia here or some shit. What the hell?
When you get close to the border, this is how we roll.
Wait a minute. Which border?
Hey, we got snow up here, man. It's
snowing here
right now.
Oh, I'm
It's
on my
snowing
way.
here too, man. It's
I'm
snowing
on
here
my
too.
way. If it's snowing, I'm on
And-
the way.
Forget
And
that stuff, man.
And I still refuse to put on pants. Just saying.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I still haven't put pants on.
That's it. We're done.
We are about done.
That's
Any of
a
you
wrap.
guys want to plug before we get out of here? We got 3 minutes.
Let
3
them
minutes.
plug. Everybody's
Uh-uh.
heard me talk. Let them plug.
I'll take all 3 minutes here and leave Kyle with all 30 seconds.
That's usually all I last anyway. Don't matter.
Well, what you need is Blue Chew, apparently.
You go to blue.com and put in the code IDP Nation. And,
There you go.
It's not just for her; it's for you as well.
Hey,
No, hey, you know what? Every Wednesday night, me and Calvin and Hobby and our boy Jeff there, we get together, hit you up with some previews for next week. Preview the next week going on. Jeff hits you with some injury news. We have a little bit of injury news. We talk about some of the things we're looking for in each matchup. So you definitely want to check that out. Plus, if you missed the show last week, I don't have the picture in front of me like Sean has apparently on his phone saved. But I lost the makeover challenge. And basically, I had my 12-year-old daughter do my makeup live on the show. Now, this is something we do every week. And if you want to check it out this week, our matchup this week is I have Andy Dalton outscoring Ryan Tannehill. So that's the matchup. If Andy Dalton outscores Ryan Tannehill, Calvin will be drinking a Big Mac smoothie.
oh my God.
Live on the show. And yes, it is as disgusting as it sounds. We issue these challenges every week. We follow through, pay these debts, these kind of like little humiliation side bets we got to go on every week. So you'll want to tune in for that. And on top of it, we're also taking if people want to send in requests for these challenges, by all means, we'll take them. Send them in. We talked about snow is about to call down, so we're probably going to do a wet T-shirt contest challenge where once the snow comes down, it'll be dumping buckets of water on each other in the snow. Stupid
do
things like
that.
that.
Please. Oh, shit.
Hey, you know what? I may even call up Blue Chew, and we have to pop a few pills live on the show and see what happens. See what pops up, and go from there.
Oh, I can set that up for you. Let me
Let
me know.
Use the code IDP Nation. And
Yeah.
DynastyVipers.com at Dynasty Vipers.
And that's blue, like the color blue. BLUEQ.
Oh, man.
See, Kyle, I like
Oh,
you
yeah, about 30
sometimes.
seconds, Kyle.
Do your wife proud. You do a lot less than 30 seconds.
Hey,
I
Papa
do.
Blue Chew, you'll be in there, baby.
Good solid 90 if you do that.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Whatever. I'm in on Blue Chew.
That's all Kyle's got.
That's it, man.
He's spent. Oh shit! I can't.
Well, we'll be back next week. Well, you guys will be back. I'm going to take a couple weeks off. I need to take care of some work and stuff.
You might be back.
I might be back. You guys might kick me to the curb by then.
I might totally destroy everything we've built by the time you get back too.
You may very well have.
I'm just saying.
You do realize like Dan's like the responsible parent in this relationship, and let's be honest, Darrell, we're like his kids, and he's going away on vacation. It's going to be like a party going on. There may not be a house to come back to.
This is like his what do they call that? The Amish vacation to see if they can handle life on their own.
I feel like it's dazed and confused. I've got kegs of beer lined up delivering to the house already.
Jesus Christ. You probably do. Anyway,
Blue Chew and kegs. That's all we need. Blue Chew and kegs.
Be a hell of a
That's party
show.
right there, baby. I'm telling you.
We'll give a new meeting to Papa Top.
Hey, Mama don't know what hit her when Blue Chew and kegs are involved.
good night, everybody. Have a good week. What was it? Six?
Love you,
They
Hollywood.
go Hawks, but they're relaxing at home.
Yes. Screw the Hawks. Go Titans. Screw the Packers.
Are relaxing at home.
And remember, the Raiders beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I can't say them.
So good night, everybody, and we'll see you next Friday.
Good
Go
night.
Pack, go.
Good night.